Your life as a brothel madam starts the moment a customer slaps a coin on the counter and asks if your girls come preheated. From there, everything gets bolder and a whole lot bumpier. The kind of job where your knees give out long before your patience does. And trust me, darling, the real chaos hasn't even taken its clothes off yet. So, gather around, my loyal subjects. King Crappy is about to guide you through your glorious career as the brothel madam, or Lady Abbess, as classy sinners prefer to call you. Chapter 1. The worst promotion you'll ever get. Nobody becomes a brothel abbess because they felt called. You get the job when your knees start creaking louder than the beds upstairs and the clients stop chasing you. Once you were the main attraction, the fresh face, the reason half the town changed bedsheets at night. You were the miracle treatment for lonely blacksmiths and apprentices who didn't know where anything was. Now the new girls call you Madam, with that sweet tone young people use right before stealing your customers. One night the old abbess is slumped over the counter, half drunk, half decomposing, smelling like expired regret. She shoves a crusty key and a ledger, stained with something sticky, into your hands, burps out a ghost and mumbles, "Congrats, sweetheart, you're in charge now." You go from getting handled to handling everyone's disasters, including yours. Every broken bed frame, every missing coin purse, every girl crying because a client took his pants off and revealed a war crime is suddenly your problem. You run the girls, you argue with clients, you fight suppliers about why the wine tastes like wet socks, and you pray nobody breaks a floorboard mid-session because the last thing you need is a trouserless man falling through the ceiling. You're too old to be the entertainment and too alive to be a corpse, so they dump you in management. No pay rise, just new wrinkles and stress in places you didn't know you could clench. You go from favourite to responsible, which is just medieval slang for everyone blames you when something catches fire, including the bishop who bought the matches. And speaking of the bishop, get ready, because your holy workplace is about to get a whole lot filthier. Chapter 2. Southwark, God's favourite sin district. Your kingdom is Southwark, that cute little patch of land London pretends not to know, like an embarrassing ex who keeps texting at 2 in the morning. The city keeps all the churches, guilds and moral purity on their side of the river, while your side has taverns, gambling dens, bear-baiting pits, theatres and at least 5 smells strong enough to peel paint and make a grown man question his faith. It's basically the world's first adult entertainment park, just without rides that pass safety checks. Right in the middle sits your brothel, one of the iconic stews, lovingly licensed by the Bishop of Winchester, a man of God with a rosary on his chest and your rent money tucked right between his holy man boobs. He pretends to be shocked by vice, but the man is running England's first spiritual strip mall of sin. He's got ordinances too. No nuns, no wives, no dragging customers inside by the collar, no girls working if their nethers are glowing like a warning lantern. Also, close on Sundays for Jesus, and don't overcharge for rooms unless the client deserves it. There's even a professional conduct line, which is hilarious because the only thing professional about this place is how fast everyone can get undressed. And every time a new girl joins, he gives the same HR speech about maintaining boundaries. Chapter 3. Recruiting your nuns. So you're not hiring maids, you're assembling a holy sisterhood out of debt, disappointment, and women who ran out of better options 3 heartbreaks ago. Your job is basically running a convent where the only miracle is that nobody's caught fire. Recently. Your agents, widows who could blackmail saints and sketchy men missing half their teeth and all their morals, lurk around city gates and docks whispering promises like they're selling salvation. They pitch a respectable house, which is medieval code for, will feed you, clothe you, and then auction your dignity like livestock with lipstick. The girl arrives holding a bundle of clothes and 3 screaming and crying bad decisions. You greet her with a warm meal, a soft bed, and a smile so predatory even wolves would file a complaint. But the next morning you drop the bill on the table like a hammer. The free stew for 4? Charged. The loaned dress? Charged. The bedding? Charged per moan and per mystery stain. She's drowning in debt before she's even undressed for anyone. Now comes your kindness, the kind that feels like God turning the lights off. She can either work it off properly, or wander the streets where the men don't pay and don't ask before grabbing. If she panics, you pour wine. If she trembles, you mention debtor's prison, the place where hope goes to starve and nobody touches you for pleasure. And when she's pretty, new and untouched by Southwark's horrors, that's when your ledger starts sweating. A fresh recruit in your house is rarer than a priest with clean hands, and men will pay enough gold to fix your roof, your walls, and your conscience, if you had one. Because you're not just selling nights, you're selling the one night men fantasize like it's a holy relic, then ruin like everything else they touch. And if you think that's the darkest thing you do, wait till you start putting price tags on sins even the bishop pretends not to recognise. Chapter 4. Virgin auctions, your most damned business. If your brothel is a swamp of sin on a normal night, then virgin auctions are the bottomless trench where God drops all the mistakes he doesn't want to claim. Nothing sells faster, louder, or with more panting than the promise of freshness. Men don't care about her dreams, her hopes, or the fact that she still asks whether you need help with laundry. They care about purity, like getting a limited edition collector's coin that they will absolutely tarnish in 5 minutes. The moment word slips that a new girl arrived, your hallway turns into a stampede. Merchants trip over barrels, nobles send servants waving coins like they're bidding on cattle, and old men move so fast you'd think they'd promised someone at least one night where everything still works. They all want the same thing, the first crack at innocence, but half of these men couldn't find the right place with a map and 2 hands. You stand on the stairs like Satan's auctioneer, pretending you're not auctioning someone's last shred of hope, while mentally calculating how many roof holes you fix with the profits. The girl thinks she has a special client. She puts on the cheap dress you gave her, smelling like sad flowers and sadder decisions, and asks if he'll be kind. You lie. You lie like breathing. When the winning bid comes in, sometimes more than her entire family has ever touched, you take the coin and hand her over like a lamb being sold to a butcher who's already sharpening the knife. Afterwards, she's shaking, wide-eyed, voice thin as thread. You give her wine, tell her it gets easier, even though it doesn't. Sometimes the first night breaks something. Chapter 6. Bribes, blackmail, and the holy customer list. Running a brothel in Southwark isn't about beds, girls, or whatever new rash someone brought home. No, it's about mastering 3 sacred arts: bribery, blackmail, and remembering which holy man likes to be spanked hard enough to see archangels. Justice down here isn't blind. It's horny, drunk, broke, and always looking for a discount. Every sheriff, bailiff, and inspector who knocks on your door isn't here to enforce morality. They're here for coin, wine, or the girl with freckles and enough flexibility to turn anatomy into abstract art. You always try coin first. A little silver is cheaper than a raid, and definitely cheaper than another cooking stool baptism in sewage stew. If coin doesn't work, you flood them with wine until their morals slide off faster than the trousers. And if wine doesn't work, you send their favourite girl, the loud one who laughs like sin and makes grown men confess things they never told their wives or priests. Each satisfied official buys your brothel another day of peace, another night of business, and another morning of pretending you're surprised the bishop's inspector dropped by at 2 a.m. wearing nothing but socks and a lie. But bribes are only half of your survival kit. The other half? Secrets. Delicious, devastating secrets. Nobles show up in hoods like they're auditioning for medieval Tinder. Merchants sneak in claiming urgent business matters, which is hilarious because the only thing urgent is their inability to last more than 6 minutes. Priests slip in after sunset whispering that they're checking structural stability, which is ironic because they break more bed frames than earthquakes. And you remember everything. Which duke cries, which merchant likes rope, which priest begs you to call him Father Sin Me More. If someone threatens you, you don't panic, you smile, because one whispered rumour from you and half of London's respectable men burst into flames. Your brothel may be filthy, but your leverage is pure, sharp, and deadly, and you'll need it to maintain your lavish lifestyle. Chapter 7. Luxury on the outside, rot on the inside. From the street, your brothel looks like heaven dipped in honey. The lanterns glow soft and seductive, the windows shine like they've never seen sin, and the music drifts out like foreplay with a soundtrack. Men approach your door the way drunk husbands approach temptation, excited, twitchy, and absolutely doomed. But step into your private room and the fantasy collapses faster than a naked noble slipping on his own enthusiasm. The furniture is so broken it should file a domestic abuse report. The sheets are stained in patterns that look like medieval astronomy charts made from bodily fluids. The candles melted into shapes no child should ever see, unless you want to explain why Jesus looks like he's holding something he shouldn't. There's a roof leak dripping directly onto your pillow. Nothing says romantic night like rainwater hitting your face while you sleep like a depressed orphan. Your mattress is so hard it could qualify as foreplay for men who hate foreplay. Your blankets? Stolen from clients mid-meltdown, so every night you're wrapped in the emotional residue of someone else's bad decisions. Your favourite chair squeaks louder than a girl being paid extra to sound enthusiastic. Even more ironic? People call your girls Winchester geese, but that damn chair honks louder than all of them combined. Your meals are leftovers that taste like disappointment seasoned with regret. Your fine wine is whatever didn't get spilled on someone's thigh the night before. You splurge on fruit. Chapter 8. Manipulating powerful men. You don't have soldiers, you don't have a crown, you don't even have a decent mattress, but you have something far more terrifying, the sexual stupidity of powerful men. And you've learned to use it better than any general uses a sword. Every influential man in London has passed through your doors at least once, usually wearing a hood, a fake name, and enough guilt to sink a cathedral. The higher the rank, the lower the behaviour. Dukes ask for purification while doing things that would traumatise livestock. Bishops swear they're here for inspection, which is impressive considering they show up without pants. King's cousins beg for privacy, as if the whole city doesn't already know what they like done with honey. You manipulate men the way spiders manipulate flies. Gently, sweetly, and with the sincere understanding that they will absolutely tie themselves up if you give them rope and compliments. If a noble threatens you, you simply remind him of the position he begged for while crying into your mattress. If a merchant demands discounts, you casually mention his wife's name and the fact that lavender isn't a natural smell for a man's groin. If a bishop tightens ordinances, you let a rumour slip that he prefers redheads with grip strength that could crack walnuts. You don't need armies, you have secrets. Whispers that could destroy reputations faster than an unexpected rash. Confessions whispered in the dark that you store like gold. Names, desires, cries, kinks, stains, every detail of a loaded weapon. You've delayed treaties, secured loans, ruined marriages, saved girls, started scandals, ended blackmail plots, and balanced half of London on the tip of your tongue, metaphorically and sometimes literally. Men rule kingdoms with swords, you rule them with information wrapped in silk and sin. And history? It will paint you as a joke, a sinner, a wicked woman. But in your own time, you were the most dangerous creature in the city, a woman who knew the truth about men. This was all until your downfall came. Chapter 9. The Cooking Stool. Medieval Torture by Dunk Tank. Imagine a carnival dunk tank, but instead of laughing children, it's furious housewives, and instead of a clown, it's you strapped into a wooden chair smelling like fear, sweat, and every sin you've ever facilitated. Welcome to your day on the cooking stool. It doesn't take much to earn a ride. Maybe one of your girls helped her lover sneak out. Maybe you accidentally charged extra for a room that groaned like a dying ox. Maybe the bishop's bored and needs something new to get stiff about. Whatever the reason, guards drag you out like a criminal, even though half the crowd was in your house last week begging for the 2-for-1 special. They strap you into a chair that's absorbed more filth than your sheets and march you through the streets. Husbands pretend they've never seen you naked. Their wives throw rotten vegetables like they're training for the Sin Olympics. Children laugh, dogs bark, and someone throws underwear. You pray it was washed. Then comes the dunk. They lower you into the water, which is not water, but a bubbling soup of everything in the Thames rejected, feces, dead rats, and diseases so advanced they haven't been discovered yet. You're dunked once, the crowd cheers. Twice, the smell crawls into your soul and sets up furniture. Thrice, your lungs pray for death. They call it correction, but for you, it's a bath Satan would refuse. The bishop nods like he feels bad, even though he's probably hard under his robes. But the bishop isn't your only problem, it's how your life